Hello, fourth grade readers, and welcome back. I'm Mrs. Lamondo here to bring you our Fontes and Pinnell mini lesson of the day. So let's get started. Today we are at WAR U4 lesson 4. Today I want to teach you that you can use a web to show how ideas are connected. I know that many of you have read fairy tales. One element of a fairy tale is magic. What fairy tales do you know that have magic in them? I bet you could name a ton. Jack and the Beanstalk, The Little Mermaid, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Peter Pan. Today we're going to listen to a fairy tale that you may or may not be familiar with, and it's called The 12 Dancing Princesses. As we listen, let's think, what other elements of fairy tales can we see in this book besides magic?
Welcome back to another edition of Sankofa Read Aloud. Today's story is titled The 12 Dancing Princesses, retold and illustrated by Rachel Isadora, a Caldecott Honor winner. I hope you enjoyed this story. There was once a king who had 12 beautiful daughters. They slept each night in a locked room, but every morning their shoes were worn through as if they had danced all night. The king made it known that whoever discovered where the princesses went at night could choose a princess for his wife. If after 3 tries they failed, they would lose their life. Many tried and failed. One day, a soldier traveling on a road met an old woman. She asked where he was headed, and he told her that he was going to try to discover the secret of the princesses. That is not difficult, she said, but you must not drink the wine brought to you, and you must pretend to be asleep. She gave him a cloak. With this, you will be invisible and can follow the princesses without being seen. She said goodbye and went on her way. The soldier went to the king and was led to a room attached to that of the princesses. He did not drink the wine that was brought to him, and he pretended to snore. When the princesses heard that the soldier snored, they laughed and quickly got up and got dressed. Believing that the soldier was sound asleep, the eldest princess went to her bed and tapped it. Suddenly, it sank into the floor, and the princesses ran down a dark passageway. The soldier put on his cloak and followed. The youngest princess thought she heard someone following them. "Don't be silly. There is no one there," said the eldest sister. Soon, the princesses reached a grove of trees with silver leaves. Then they came to one of the gold leaves and one of the diamond leaves. The soldier broke off a twig from each. They came to a lake where 12 princes were waiting in 12 boats. The invisible soldier sat in the boat with the youngest princess, and the prince wondered why it was so difficult to row. They all reached the other side, where there were lights and music. Everyone danced under the twinkling stars. The princes danced on and on until their shoes were danced through, and they could dance no longer. The princes rowed them back to shore, where they all promised to meet the next night. The soldier ran ahead, so the princesses found him sound asleep when they returned. He followed them the next 2 nights, and on the last night, he took a cup away with him. The time arrived for the soldier to speak with the king. "Where do my 12 daughters go at night?" the king asked. "To a place underground where they dance with their 12 princes," the soldier replied. Then he told the king what he had seen and showed him the tree branches and the cup. The king called for his daughters and asked if the soldier spoke the truth. Knowing that their secret had been discovered, they confessed. The soldier chose the eldest princess for his wife. As he was not very young, they were married that very day. And everyone danced and danced all through the night. Welcome back.
So as we saw in the 12 Dancing Princesses, there is more signs that this is a fairy tale. Let's talk about some of the magic we see in fairy tales by using a web. In Beauty and the Beast, magic turns the prince into a beast. In Rumpelstiltskin, a small man spun straw into gold. In 12 Dancing Princesses, there was an invisible cloak. In The Little Mermaid, a witch turns the mermaid into a human. In Jack and the Beanstalk, magic beans grow a beanstalk into the sky. In Peter Pan, there's a magic land where people can fly. So today, we talked a little bit about magic and fairy tales, but we also showed how to use a web to organize big ideas about genres of books. If you're reading a book today, think about what the genre might be and how other books in that genre might be similar. Perhaps you could use a web to find those similarities. All right, fourth grade readers, that's all for today. I'll see you next time. Bye.